Parking is big business. City centre spaces are now very valuable assets, and wise investors have already snapped up the prime retail locations. So, where can an investor find the next big opportunity in parking?
Even in the winter, in the pouring rain, the snow, the freezing cold, we still take business trips, go on holiday or short breaks. Everyone needs car parking. The fact is, all airports are expanding, so there is an alarming shortage of parking spaces to cope with the scale and speed of this expansion. Glasgow Airport is a case in point. As one of the UK's fastest growing airports, the 8th busiest in the UK in fact, its rapid evolution over the past decade means more than 7 million passengers now use it every year. That's an average of 20,000 people taking more than 200 flights every single day, and passenger numbers are still increasing every month. Glasgow Airport flies to 100 destinations. It's not just the cheap and cheerful flights. The most popular travel destination from Glasgow is actually Dubai. So Glasgow Airport is fast becoming one of the major players in the UK air travel game. And 2014 marks phase 2 of a £17 million makeover to revamp the airport ahead of the Commonwealth Games. Indeed, by 2030, it's anticipated that 24 million passengers will use Glasgow Airport every year, which generates a demand for 17,900 parking spaces. Which leads us to the glaringly obvious stumbling block, the small matter of a huge deficit in parking spaces. So, we know car parking is big business, but what is the easiest and best way you can invest in this lucrative industry? Simply, the demand for long and short-term parking spaces at international airports like Glasgow has never been higher and will continue to boom as airports expand and passenger numbers grow. Tell us what you do here.
Well, I'm founder and chairman of Airlink Group, which is celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, so that's been really interesting times. The core business is off-airport parking, and for those who don't know what that is, when customers are flying on holiday, whether it's business or leisure, you can of course park right outside the front door of the building, or you can park on one of the satellite park and ride sites, which tend to be between half a mile and a few miles away, usually located at convenient motorway junctions. That's why we chose those sites, so that it's convenient for passengers who can drop their car off at a cheaper rate than the on-airport prices, and the shuttle bus will transfer them down to the front door of the building.
If you had a top 3 reasons why people deal with you, what would they be?
Well, I think the most important thing for customers is getting a competitive price. But more important than a competitive price is the right locations. What we've discovered our customers want is sites as close to the airport as you can, and that's what we've delivered. The last thing which is important is, we've been doing it for 20 years. The management team who run the car parks, they know what they're doing.
Can you give me some figures of the investment that has gone into Glasgow Airport over the last few years?
Yeah, the investment in Glasgow Airport in the last decade has been huge, and anyone who's been through the airport a number of times will see that in the physical structure of the building. In the last 10 years, it's been something in the region of 200 million new international terminals, complete makeovers, but that's not enough for the management team at Glasgow Airport. The Commonwealth Games is coming to Glasgow in 2014, and they've decided to spend an additional 15 to 17 million pounds. The arrivals hall, for example, is getting a major makeover as we speak, just so that they're taking a good airport and turning it into a world-class airport.
So if you were a private investor, would it be a good thing to invest in car parking?
Lots of people I know, including I, invest in car parking for the very reason that there's huge demands on land, and unless you're running a proper car park where you designate this as a car park, then a lot of the temporary sites end up as hotels or office blocks or residential. So I think you're going to see an increasing demand for parking across the whole of Scotland, and I think you'll find a decrease in the supply as land is used for other purposes. We're a car parking business, and that's what we use the sites for.
Internationally, how big is parking?
Well, I think the only credible figure I've seen on that is from the International Parking Institute, who know more about this than anyone else, and they're suggesting that the size of the market globally is around $20 billion.
You can purchase a single parking space from just £20,000. Your first 2 years rental income is guaranteed at 8% net per annum, and your yields are projected to grow to 10% per annum within years 3 and 4. Returns are paid to you in advance quarterly, straight into your bank account. There is no off-plan development risk. This is a hands-off, hassle-free investment. Our car parks are also fully SIP and SAS approved, so you can even invest using your pension. With a 25% projected increase in capital from day one and a guaranteed 16% rental return within your first 2 years, this is a solid commercial property investment with proven returns for years to come.